start. G'day, my recycled teenagers. How are we all doing? I see some of you out and about as I'm walking and biking, and I've had opportunity to chat with a few of you, which has been an absolute delight. Let us come into a practice today that is going to work the legs a bit. I've had a request for this. So let's explore what's going on in these legs, in the hips. Find your chair, a nice hard chair. My chair, I see it, nice bright red. I like this chair, it's hard, I can really feel my sit bones on it. So arrange yourself. Come sitting more towards the front of the chair. Your feet planted on the floor, hip width. Take a moment. A nice full breath in the nose, out the mouth. Use those exhales out the mouth to let any tension, any tiredness slide off your body and gently land down on the earth. Feel your feet from the toes to the heels on the floor. Feel your sit bones. And it might be that you need to wiggle those sit bones down into the floor a little. Feel them evenly weighted. Is your spine lifting up out of those sit bones? Okay, like the trunk of a tree reaching up, shoulder tops are relaxed. Okay, the chest widens. Like my shirt, the Wild Thing, Haida Gwaii. An amazing, amazing place. Okay, as you're ready, a simple little movement. The knees go left and right. Okay, we're sliding, rocking across the soles of the feet from the inner outer edges. You feel this movement right up into the hip joint. Okay? What does it feel like? Are those hips feeling a little rusty, a little gummed up? Okay? Take your time. I've decided that that word rush, that's the new swear word. We're so programmed into rush. Rush here, rush there, rush doing this, rush doing that. Let it go. Let the quality, the speed of your movement be more like the turtle, the tortoise. Slow, steady. Not like the squirrel that frantically rushes off in a burst of movement. As you continue with this movement, you may notice that it's starting to smooth out, it's starting to feel freer, looser. We'll come back to center. The feet are in underneath the knees. As you lean into that left foot, slowly hover the right foot off the floor. You're going to feel there's a little bit of something interesting happening in this hip flexor. You're going to extend that leg out. Okay, bend the knee. Just going to check it out here. Just a few times. Okay, set the foot down. Leaning evenly into those sit bones, hover the left foot as you lean into the right foot. Okay, the same idea on this side. Okay, what is going on in the knee? Is it grinding? Is it crunching? Be gentle, be kind. Okay, set the left foot down. Okay. Lean into that left foot, lean into both sit bones. Pick up the right foot again, and this time you're going to extend the leg forward, point the toes outward, then gather the toes towards the knee, bend the knee, set the foot down. Okay. Lean into the right foot, both sit bones leaning down, right foot, left foot hovers off the mat. We extend the leg out, we point the toes, we flex them towards the knee that we bend, and we set that foot down. Do it one more time each side. Take your time. It might be that you notice there's something going on in the quad, in the hip flexor. This is coming into all three joints in the leg, the ankle, the knee, the hip joint. We set the foot down. And again, knees go side to side. And it doesn't matter how small, how big the movement is. The movement is yours. And the way you move is way different than the way I move, or the way Sally moves, or the way Ben moves. Okay? We're all so very different. Back at center. Those toe mounds, now everybody knows what the toe mounds are, hey? They're the base of the toes, okay? Feel them on the floor. The big toe mound, right across to the little toe mound. Your hands, if you can rest them on the legs, you can hold on to the seat of the chair. You're going to press into those toe mounds and float the heel up and away. You'll feel here the calves, the shins, ankles. Set the heels down, lean into them, and pick the toes off the floor. Definitely the shins here, the front of the ankles. Do this 2 more times. Rocking from heels to toes. Noticing what you feel, where you feel it. Take your time. Know that you can stay with any movement longer, you can come away sooner. Okay? Do what fits the experience that you need to dial in. I'm a bit of a rascal. Okay, listen carefully. Right heel lifts, but the left toes lift. Well, that's interesting. Put the feet flat. Left heel lifts, right toes lift. Okay? And back and forth we go. It's a little bit of a brain gym. The way the brain and the body communicate with one another. And if you get all tangled up, don't worry, just pause, come in slowly. It's very much like knitting and purling, especially when you get into patterns where you're doing cables and all that crazy stuff. Okay? And then let this go. Okay? Lean into the left foot again, pick up the right foot, and just move that foot ankle around. Okay? And you can even do a windshield wiper. Okay? We're right back into that hip joint. This is a juicy, sweet movement. Put the right foot down. Let's do the left foot. Move the foot around the ankle. Let's check it out. And then let's windshield wiper that leg. Yeah, you can feel. Is this hip different? Okay, set that foot down. Okay. So the legs into the back of the thigh is a hamstring. Okay? And often hamstrings in many people are really tight. Okay? So let's have a look at what happens with your hamstrings. See that you've got a good placement of your bottom on the chair. Okay? You're going to lift the right toes and you're going to start to slide that heel along the floor forward. The hands just resting on the legs, and it started to lean forward a little bit. And again, coming in slowly. We're not rushing. You're coming more to the front of the sit bones as you start to maybe lean a little more forward. You can even bring the left elbow down onto the left knee. Keep reaching that right heel outward. Keep lifting the sit bones up and away, the front of the pelvis pouring forward. Okay, can you feel the hamstring, the back of the thigh? Can you feel the calf? What do you feel? Label it. Is it a nice stretch? Or does it feel kind of tight? Okay. Breathe into any tightness you may feel here. Wait for that tightness to soften before you come in even maybe a little deeper. Okay? The hand on the left knee, and it's the left foot and hand pressed down to bring you on up. Okay, we step that right foot in. Can definitely feel that the right leg is warmer. Okay? Let's do the other side. We send the left leg out. The toes are lifted, gently gathering towards the knee. I'm rocking the pelvis forward. It's like the pelvis is a pitcher that is pouring water onto the earth at my feet. Sit bones have lifted off the floor. I can rest the elbow or I can keep the hands rested. Okay. That left heel is still reaching. The knee is soft. Is this side different? Is it tighter? Is it looser? Pay attention to what it is that you feel. And you can name it. And then hand and foot press to bring you on up. Okay. Couple breaths here to notice. Okay, so we got into the back of the legs. The other place I'm interested in is these inner legs. You're going to walk the feet apart. Okay. The toes are pointing outward. Okay. Sit bones are leaning down into the chair. You can probably already feel this is stretching out these inner legs. And you can even take the side of the hand and iron these inner legs outward. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. You can bring the hands to rest on the knees. You can lean forward a little bit. Okay. I like to play a little bit here. I'm lifting the sit bones one at a time. Okay. Always have that sense of curiosity as to what's going on for you in your body. Okay, feet and hands press down to bring you on up. Okay, you're going to heel toe, walk those feet back in towards one another, but have them a little wider this time. Okay, and here you're just going to open and close the knees. We're right back into this hip joint. How does this feel? Okay, are the hips maybe starting to feel a little looser? A little freer? I know we're doing a lot of sitting, so it's good to get things moving. Motion is lotion. Okay, come back to center. This next posture, I'm going right back into these hips again. Okay, and I'm going to give you a couple modifications here. This is thread the needle so that you know what it looks like. Thread the needle is where we bring a foot up onto the opposite thigh. Okay, a couple ways to come into it. If you know if you already have said there is absolutely no way I'm doing that, then what's wrong with just being here? Crossing the foot in front of the opposite ankle. Okay? The leg is externally rotating outward, and you can do this little bit of knee wave, drawing the knee in, moving it out. This is great movement in this hip joint. Okay, you can stay with this movement. This is amazing. Okay, or I might extend the left leg out a little bit. I might put that right foot on it. I'm going to slide the foot up the shin. I'm going to reach for it, and I'm going to bring it on above the knee. I'm going to slide the left foot back in underneath its knee. Here I am. Thread the needle. Sit bones evenly weighting down. If your right sit bone got a little lighter and the weight shifted into the left, think that right sit bone heavy. Each exhale, let it sink down. Right toes draw to right knee. This protects the ankle and the knee joint. You can hang out here. This is a great place to hang out, being with your breath, watching the breath moving, or you can tip forward a little bit. Well, that certainly does change it and make it interesting. Breathe into any places that are feeling tight. Pay attention to what you feel. And if you need to come away sooner, come away sooner. If you want to stay a little longer, stay a little longer. This is your experience, your practice. Okay, inhale, come on up. Carefully put the right foot back on the mat. Take a moment, a couple breaths, check it out. Okay, let's do the other side. So you do the very same thing on this other side. If you're just here with this movement, foot in front of the opposite ankle and the knee wave, awesome. If you're extending the right leg out and you're sliding, reaching to draw that foot up, and then gathering the right foot back in underneath the knee, you can come there. Wherever you arrive, pay attention to what it is that you're feeling. Use the breath. Left toes to left knee, sit bones evenly weighting down, and maybe you lean forward a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Then slowly come back up. Okay? Carefully slide the right foot back down, or left foot back down. Okay? Both feet are flat on the mat, and rock from inner to outer edges of the feet. Knees go left and right. Okay? Notice what you feel in these hips. Is it starting to loosen up? Okay, we are back at center. Okay? Feet are in underneath the knees. Sit bones are weighting down. Okay? Spine is lifting up. Collarbones are widening away from one another. Arms long by your side, shoulder tops softening away from the ears, and the top of the head reaching up to the sky. You're going to float the arms away from your sides, your crinoline arms. Okay, keep those shoulder tops relaxed. We're going to twist very slowly to the left. The hands come just to the outside of that left leg. Let us keep our gaze straight ahead, eyes lifted. Are the feet and the sit bones evenly weighted? Breathe in to any areas that feel tight, gripping. And then very slowly unwind and let us take it to the right. Hands that just rest. The breath moves. The spine sits tall. My little timer just went off to tell me that our time is almost up. As you inhale, come back to center. Rest your hands on your legs. Close your eyes. Check in with how you feel right now. This moment, this now. May your heart fill with joy. May your happy meter be above 5. Feel your breath as it flows in, flows out. The inhale brings in all things good, all nourishment, and that exhale cleanses you. Cleanses body, mind, and spirit. Thank you so much for joining me. May you be well, may you be happy. Until next time, friends. Namaste.